And now, for this week's State of Trade in Star Citizen. Corporate privateering is on the rise. With demand for choice commodities at an all-time high, some players have resorted to contracting with known pirates to blockade locations to secure high-grade cargo. While the long-term effectiveness of this has yet to be proven, other groups have stepped in to challenge these actions, leading to heavy conflict over Ariel. A new exploit has been discovered for gaining access to ships. Highly effective and quick to execute, this new issue renders any trading ship unsafe at space-based locations such as Port Olisar or Grim Hex. Several caterpillars have been lost already to this exploit, as shipjackers have taken off with cargo-laden vessels before the owner could make their way inside to sell. We advise all pilots landing at Port Olisar or Grim Hex with cargo to park illegally and pay the 250 UEC fine, rather than risk your entire haul. And now for market data. In the metals market, Agricium dipped into the 23 UEC range outside of Crusader. While still above its base price of 22.5, the small decrease has made Agricium more attractive than Laranite for small haulers. Titanium prices have begun to subside from last week's explosive prices, holding closer to its base price of 7.10 around Hurston, with the occasional spike during peak hours. Sources on Lyria continue to hover in the 7.30 or higher range. Crusader is still experiencing a gold shortage as traders have drained the system of the commodity. The metal holds in the 5.88 range, far above its base of 5.4. Deposits around Hurston are still plentiful and hold at base prices. Tungsten has seen a sharp increase in movement as Daymar's deposits rose to 3.80, far above base pricing of 3.55. Tungsten also sees regular shortages throughout the week. Sources outside of Crusader are unaffected. Aluminum holds at base pricing of 1.11 and sees no change. Legal Vice sees a divide this week as distilled spirits far outpace stems. Distilled spirits rose as high as 4.67 this week from a base of 4.20 as it sees increased traffic. Stems held at a base price of 2.80 as traders lost confidence in the highly restrictive cargo that sees drug-like demand, but without the profit. The illicit goods market still sees an overage of supply and minimal demand. Widow is oversaturated at Grim Hex, and Neon is not far behind, and many traders have spent hours waiting to unload product. Gases sees astatine holding to predictions, with the commodity regularly spiking as high as 7.4, high above a base price of 7 UEC. Deposits around ArcCorp and Crusader continue to surge even higher, with ArcCorp mining 157 topping out at the highest at 7.93. With sell prices sometimes dipping as low as 8.1 at outposts, it might be time to let this commodity cool off. The fluorine trade has begun to relax as traders move into higher tier goods. While fluorine hasn't moved from its base price of 2.35, demand around Olisar and Deacons has increased once again, with sell prices holding close to the default 2.95. Hydrogen saw a small bump in price to 0.92, up from 0.9 around Crusader. Chlorine holds at a base pricing of 1.3, and iodine follows the trend and holds at 0.35 UEC. The mineral trade sees Laranite in extreme shortage and at steep pricing. Firmly holding in the high 27 UEC range above a near mythical base price of 24.10, the commodity has been in short supply in all locations, as supply cannot support the currently insatiable demand. Diamond continues to see heavy trade around ArcCorp and Crusader. Deposits around ArcCorp reached up to 6.24, high above a base price of 5.85. The sell price around Crusader continued to stay low due to oversaturation, as Port Olisar and Grim Hex purchased for 6.98, below a base sell price of 7.35. Beryl continues to see regular movement on Daymar, with prices experiencing a minor bump to 4.13, above a base price of 4.05. Corundum holds firm at a base price of 2.3, and Quartz follows at a base of 1.25. Movement on medical supplies has slumped as the price dropped into the 16 and even 15.85 range, slightly above a base price of 15.75. This is down from last week's record-breaking high 17 UEC range. The trading of scrap has slowed down, with the commodity dropping to 1.48 around Grim Hex and Crew L1. Still above the base pricing of 1.35, the price is actually lower than last week's 1.55 record, and supply has been restored as demand has diminished. Processed food sees no change and holds at 1.2 UEC. Agricultural supplies see little movement and holds at 1 UEC. And now, for next week's forecast. Laranite will continue to be scarce as more continue trying to trade the Marvel mineral. Mid-range haulers may turn to Agresium deposits on ArcCorp as an alternative. Titanium and astatine will continue to see spiking prices, as some bulk haulers settle for these commodities over Laranite. And now for this week's trading tip. Rentals are currently bugged and do not expire. Therefore, 70,000 UEC can unlock 96 SCU for you permanently until the next wipe. This is also a great way to expand your fleet for 3.7, or even try out mining, or allow you to have an alternative hauler while yours is on cooldown. Take advantage of the one bug that works in your favor. That's it for this week's State of Trade. Until next time, keep on trucking.